A very good evening and welcome to RwandaTV News in English, beginning with the headlines. The University of Global Health Equity, UGHE, is set to mark 10 years of delivering modern, innovative education. While more than 500 days of war in Sudan have left millions of children out of school. I am William Evans Mtawazi, and now this is the news in detail. The University of Global Health Equity, UGHE, is set to mark 10 years of delivering modern, innovative education as part of its anniversary celebrations. RBA toured the university to take a closer look at how UGHE is redefining learning and impact in global health. Take a look.
Simulation is a way of replicating clinical scenario, but for the purpose of training, to make sure that our students and healthcare providers are ready before going to touch any patient, to reduce the risk, the harm to patient, but also to help them become competent and confident in what they are doing. So we can start with this room. This is our maternity and neonatology room. We have Dr. Darlene, one of our doctor and simulation instructor at UGHE. In this room, we have Mrs. Mutoni, who is what we call a high-fidelity mannequin. These are advanced mannequin used really which can replicate what a human being can do. So Mutoni, as you can see, she has vital signs, which is composed of the blood pressure, the heart rate, the respiratory rate.
Is it high or low?
It's very low. She's not doing well. That's why she's doing a CPR on the mannequin. But Mutoni, she can breathe. She can give birth when she's on. And she does have so many features. And we use her to train our students on obstetrical cases. So before they go and touch any pregnant mom, any maternal case in the hospital, we bring them to the simulation lab and we spend time really rehearsing what they will see in the hospital. So this can be a case of postpartum hemorrhage, which is one of the #1 killers of mothers when they bleed to death after delivering. So we can do a case where they will come in and she'll be bleeding after delivery. They come in, they take the history, they do the physical exam, and they provide the appropriate medication and the IV fluid, and they see the changes on this screen. And as well as the other screen where you see, that's where we display the labs, the result. So in case they don't do the appropriate management, there is a way we can use the mannequin to talk and to complain, to just prompt them to act. But also they will see the changes, and we can have one of the facilitators to prompt them and see, oh, we need to move to this step to see how we can help the patient. And on this side, we have baby Shema. It's also, you can
He's already born.
Yes, it's a newborn. As you can touch him. As you can see, he's moving.
Oh,
he's having active movement. He's also an advanced mannequin used for neonatology cases. We use him to teach our trainees mostly around cases for neonatal cases. Let's say the baby is born and he's struggling to breathe. What do you do? So we'll be having, he can turn blue and he will be very weak and with a weak cry, and they will be prompted to use what we call an ambu bag to help the baby and do appropriate management accordingly. Yes, so we can check on the other room.
Right.
So this is our trauma resuscitation room. This is where we do any training in regard to trauma cases. So we have Dr. Simon, one of our doctors and simulation instructor as well. He's helping Mr. Baila, who are just involved in a trauma accident. Dr. Simon, can you describe what you are doing?
Yeah, thank you so much. Here we are having a polytrauma patient, and while he came in, I was trying to resuscitate on his lung, and I found that he was bleeding through the lung, and we asked for the image to display, because I think that he's having blood into the chest, maybe a hemothorax. And as I proceed, I want to start the IV line, because as you see here, he's in shock. So I need to put on the lines that we start. And after that, I need to expose to see if in any other area they have any other bleeding that I should see. Expose the chest, and I will need to expose also the complete body to see if there is any wound anywhere. I see that they have an open fracture on the right leg, and I need to check everywhere. And after that, we need a team to roll the patient so that we can see also on the posterior part. So after stabilizing the patient, then we try to see if we can get a definitive management for this patient, which will likely be surgery. We go in the OR and we call our surgical team to come and help us.
Thank you, Dr. Simon. So this side of the room, let's say Mr. Byler, he came in and he had a chest injury.
So
and then,
what's that sound?
Yes. That's the sound he can make. But let's say he came in and he had a chest injury and there was blood in his pleural space.
Yeah.
So our student, they need to insert what we call a chest tube, and they will come and display and show us how to do this because we train them in advance. But we integrate this in the cases as well so that if they have to do this appropriate management, they do it and we assess them at the end. So as you can come see, and this side, this is an appropriate chest tube and the blood will be drained and we come in this chest bottle.
All right.
Yes. We are from this room where we train students on trauma resuscitation, and whatever cases we run, this is our simulation control room, and our simulation technician will be looking at the screen. You can look at the camera. That's why he'll be checking what the students are doing, and this is where like the control room. So if we need to change anything on the mannequin, we do it from this type of monitors. And as I said, we change this according to the student intervention. So if they do the right appropriate management, they see the improvement and the vital signs.
So he connects the...
Yes, so he looks at what the student is doing, he changed the actions of what the, like here is changing the heart rate.
So he can be communicating with the
Yes,
doctor, right?
yes, and in case we need to, use a patient voice, our simulation technician will be speaking through this. So it's the control.
Please, can you hear me?
Will be, yes. So if the student asks question and we need a patient voice, it will come from here to there. And if there is any image needed, it will come from this to there. So this is basically where everything is controlled from. Yeah. Yes.
All right.
So
this is the next room?
Yes. So this is our multipurpose skills room. Here, it's where we train mostly advanced learners. So this side, as you can see, this is an operating room. And you have an anesthesia machine and a patient OR bed. And this is a model we made to just simulate somebody as abdomen, and the student will come and practice and sutures. And it's really low-cost models made with material that we buy here in Rwanda.
The Deputy Vice-Chancellor in charge of Academic Affairs and Research at the University of Global Health Equity, Professor Abebe Bakele, says the institution continues to play a key role in improving the quality of medical education. He made the remarks in an exclusive interview with RBA's Adams Kwizera.
You're right. UGHE over the past 10 years has contributed significantly to the country and the continent. I guess we can look at the contributions locally to the Butaro and Burera community and our local environment, contributions to quality education in the production of really, really good, well-trained doctors, 30 doctors to the country, and influencing other medical and nursing schools in Rwanda. And most recently, we have started to have an imprint over the continent in terms of quality medical education, quality research, and policy making abilities. It's the service is both ways. The public gave us this land for free. This is the contribution of the Rwandan community and the government to the university. So we are established by the generous contribution of the community. In return, as our way of social accountability, we are trying to support the community in healthcare. We work with a few high schools and elementary schools to make sure quality education improves in these schools, and at least the graduates of these high schools get opportunities to be enrolled at UGHE. We work very closely with the Butaro Level 2 District Teaching Hospital. Our specialists provide regular care in all the specialties. Our doctors contribute significantly there. We are supported by a lot of international partners from Africa, from the global community, who come to teach our students. In a way, they also provide care at the Butaro Hospital. We are regular in the monthly Umuganda. Students, faculty, the leadership contribute to Umuganda. All our academic units spread across the community in advocacy, community engagement, teaching and learning. Our motto has been, we learn with the community. We don't say we teach the community, we learn with the community. You're right. I think the core agenda point is universities are established to contribute the system they are created in. So we are here to serve and support the government of Rwanda in its initiatives. We don't survive in a vacuum. Our core contribution will be excellence in education and research. Quality care to the population is determined by quality education, unless you produce competent doctors for tomorrow, not for today, because science gets outdated rapidly. Unless you produce trainees to cater for tomorrow, you cannot guarantee quality healthcare. That's exactly what we are trying to do. We're trying to produce medical doctors who are just not doctors, but leaders, who can lead district hospitals, provincial hospitals, projects, survive with the community, enter the community, and help change the community. So it's a dual degree program. We provide them with the Bachelor in Medicine and Bachelor in Surgery degree, plus the Masters of Science in Global Health Delivery degree. It's unique. It's probably the first such degree in Africa.
Yeah.
The second is the way we try to teach them is to prepare them for tomorrow. We are now standing in one of the state-of-the-art simulation labs in the continent.
Yeah.
Our students get exposure to this. Simulation education is not about technology. It's about making sure students are well equipped with the skills before they go to the hospital. Yeah. It's about patient safety. We make sure that's done properly. Yeah. We also are very strong in community engagement. Our students spend significant amount of time in the community. Our motto is social medicine. The way we deliver knowledge in classrooms is also state of the art. We use a lot of flipped classroom methodology, team-based learning, case-based collaborative learning, and a lot of laboratory-based teaching. Simulation in the world is done after students have finished their basic sciences training, not at UGHE. They're exposed to simulation from day one, from year one. Our students are really strong in research. Research is the basis of scientific growth. I can vouch, most of them have published in international journals already before they graduate, and all of them have done research, all of them. So these graduates are ready for Rwanda's tomorrow. These are the young boys and girls, men and women, that can work with the government to implement its visions. I think it's only a matter of few years before Rwanda becomes the continental hub for education and healthcare.
Yeah.
One thing all of us recognize is there are no short-term gains in human resource development. You need to do the right investment and spend the right amount of time.
Exactly.
UGHE is 10 years old. That's the amount of time we waited.
Yeah.
In another 10 years, this country is going to be something different.
Actually, that's where I was heading. We are celebrating 10 years of UGHE. What's the way forward of the next 10 years?
Next 10 years. Next 10 years is continental. We have now established ourselves as a really good medical school, as a really good university. Next step is how can we help others reach where we are, brothers and sisters in Africa. And that is why last year we took the bold initiative of creating what is known as the Consortium of Medical Schools in Africa. UGHE took the initiative, worked with donors, partners, and assembled 115 medical schools in Kigali under the patronage of His Excellency, the Honorable Minister Saban. Today, the number has reached 151. In 5-6 years, I'm pretty sure all medical schools will be a member of this consortium. This is our way of learning from one another. We really hope they would come here, see what we are doing, learn from us. We hope we will go there, learn from them, and grow together. So UGH's future is continental. We also helped establish what is known as the Pan-African Surgical Healthcare Forum 3 years ago. This is now a continental avenue where ministers of health sit together for 3 days and discuss about surgical healthcare in the continent. Honorable Minister Saban hosted the conference here in Rwanda in 2023 and 24, and last year was in Ethiopia. Next year, probably under the Africa CDC. We're trying to influence surgical healthcare that way. We will support countries. When we started the School of Medicine, we were recruiting students only from Rwanda. Now we are recruiting from 9 African countries. By the time these young men and women go back to their countries, they will take what they have learned and hope to change systems in their countries.
Professor Abebe right there, who is the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academics. Of course, now economic analysts caution that economic growth should not be mistaken for economic development, noting that the two are measured differently and reflect distinct time horizons. While economic growth focuses on short-term changes in gross domestic product, economic development is a long-term process assessed through improvements in the living standards of citizens. We do have a report to this. Whenever the Central Bank or the National Institute of Statistics of Rwanda releases annual or quarterly figures showing economic growth, many people tend to immediately compare those numbers with their own daily living conditions. Economic analysts Nathan Gashaija and Teddy Kaberuka, using practical examples, explain what economic growth actually means.
Economic growth here refers to the overall increase in production of goods and services. With economic growth, it is always measured by GDP, by the gross domestic product. Economic growth is always understood when you look at how much has been produced in each sector. With economic growth, you can simply focus on numbers and measure them. In economic growth, you can increase it, you can get good numbers when the environment is negatively impacted.
Economic growth, it's a variation between the numbers from a period A to a period B. It's just a growth. Just like if let's say the GDP in a period A was 10 billion, in the next period if it become 11, then there is a growth, like a shift, an increase, or it can be even a decrease. So it's just a variation from a period A to a period B. You know, you can compute it in a month, you can compute it for a quarter, it can be a semester, it can be a year.
They also explain how economic growth can translate into improvements in the quality of life of citizens.
For economic development, this refers to the increase in terms of the well-being of the citizens of a given country. The economic development is always measured by the overall welfare, by the welfare of the citizens, how the life of the citizens has improved. You look at even social factors, you look at inclusivity, you look at inequality It sorts out even inequalities. So there is that general improvement in the lives of people by bringing everyone on board, youth, women, people with disabilities. That means when you have improved their lives, then that means there is economic development. Economic development, even effects of environment, matters of sustainability, they are considered. You focus on indicators like life expectancy, number of children going to school, electricity rollout, number of citizens who have got mutuelle de santé, such a kind of indicators, unemployment.
When they become to economic development, it's much more than a growth, but it becomes like a change in people's life over time, you know. You can't see a development for a month, for a quarter, or for a semester. You need a long-term period where you see people's change now. So if we are talking about some indicators related to, let's say, employment, if the employment rate was, let's say, 18% as it used to be, now after a certain period, it can be 5 years, you see it, let's say, decreasing by 2%. So from 18 to 16, now you start seeing an economic development because it has reflected in people's life. So you see the number of employment decreasing, you see what you can call some social indicators increasing. Let's say access to education, number of students enrolling to primary school increasing, number of transition from primary school to secondary school increasing, you know.
Although economic growth is different from economic development, analysts emphasize that the two are closely linked.
Economic growth, jobs are created, but with economic development, quality of jobs is achieved. There is that quality, there is that the turnaround, there is that change, a positive change. We shouldn't get confused. The two concepts of economic growth and economic development, they are closely related but slightly different. Meaning that we need to go an extra mile, not only look at from quantitative to qualitative, so that we can have a balance and measure how far we've gone. Those who measure the productive sectors, agriculture, those ones see the economic growth and a positive trend. Those who measure services, those see the economic growth and the positive trend. Those who measure construction and industry, they also get a number of construction going on and they see numbers. But you may say those alone cannot be interpreted as economic growth. I mean economic development. You need to see, from now, from the purchasing side, from the savings, from the capacity to consume, from the capacity to save. Where are we? So that those can supplement each other.
They further note that Rwanda is still in a phase of economic growth, which explains why the government continues to invest heavily in large-scale projects, particularly infrastructure development, as a foundation for the country's long-term transformation into a developed economy.
So the developing countries has infrastructure needs. They need to develop. They need to invest in roads. They need to invest in schools, in education. You know, those infrastructure are imperative for development. Now, when you look at developing countries, for them, developed countries, for them, they have already invested. Actually, what we are investing in today, they did it like 80 years ago or 90 years ago. So we know in the Western world, we have universities who has been there for the last 200 years. Schools who have been there for like a decade, like 200 years. Roads who have been there for like 80 years, and now they are just maintaining what they invested in. So, I mean, that's the difference. Now, for them, the focus is not to develop new infrastructure. The focus is, one, to develop the social capital and maintain the existing infrastructure.
According to the National Monetary Fund, 152 countries are still classified as developing economies, home to nearly 7 billion people, representing about 85.6% of the world's population. These include most countries in South America, all African nations, nearly the entire Asian continent, as well as most island states worldwide. These countries are still building essential infrastructure to improve the welfare of their populations across different sectors, while many key goods and services continue to be imported. Now, customers of Bank of Kigali say that the bank has played a key role in their development over the years, and they made the remarks as the bank marked 60 years of operations in Rwanda. A detailed report by Enora Gladys.
Saidath Mukanoheri, a customer of Bank of Kigali, says that she started working with the bank when she was still young, as it was through this bank that her school fees were paid. As she grew up, Bank of Kigali helped her build her path toward personal development. They have been supporting us for many years. I joined when I was still young. That's where the school fees came from. They have also helped us in business, and their support in improving the education of young people has helped us a lot. Other customers such as Sina Gerard praise the services provided by the Bank of Kigali, saying that the security of their money is well managed.
I have been working with BK for over 35 years. I'm also happy that in recent years, I've started traveling to different parts of the world using a BK Visa card, which I have had from the beginning. Whenever I go to any country, I do not have to worry about exchanging money. It gives me confidence to work smoothly and to shop without any concerns.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Bank of Kigali, Dr. Jan Karusisi, commends the cooperation between the bank and its customers, as well as the achievements the bank has made, which give them the motivation and goals to achieve even more in the years ahead.
Built a legacy with our clients for the past 60 years, and we also have a promise to our clients that together for the next 60 years and plus, we call it 60 years to infinity. We want to promise our clients that we'll stand by them, we'll be together to build our country, and we'll always be by their side to continue building this country. BK has traveled over the 6 years, really mirrors the journey of this country. After the genocide against the Tutsis, this is where the bank started to follow, of course, the program of the government in place. We've been in infrastructure, building power plants, building even this beautiful facility, building homes, building industries. And what we want to continue doing is to follow the leads of the government of Rwanda to continue building this country, building infrastructure, and transforming lives of Rwandans.
Bank of Kigali has been operating in Rwanda for 60 years and has more than 700,000 customers. It now has the capacity to provide loans amounting to 2 trillion Rwandan francs. Enora Gladys, RTV News.
Well, that report brings us to the end of tonight's edition. I'm William Evans Mtawazi. From me and the rest of the team, have a good night and goodbye.